I want to talk to you about Jezebel and Ahab's daughter. And sometimes how it is we can say that certain things take place for certain reasons, but a lot of times we fail to acknowledge that some of those reasons are what's in our bloodline. Like Ahab, Jezebel, evil. Their daughter, nothing short, still evil. So when they go around saying she got it from her mama, she got it from her daddy, it might then come from that individual, but it may have came from somebody in their bloodline. Ahab and Jezebel's daughter was evil to the core. This sister murdered her own grandchildren, all of them her intent. But there was one that was taken and hidden for 6 long years. Him and his maidservant for 6 years, while Jezebel's daughter thought she had killed all of her grandchildren, all her grandsons. Everybody that could take rulership and authority from her, she eliminated with her own hand. Her own authority and rulership, to get them out of the way so that she could have what she wanted. Now we address the fact that she was evil. God knows she's evil. That's the kind of evil that I hadn't seen or heard of in the Bible until I read about her. And that's like in 2 Kings, around the 8th chapter. But in that same sense, she had some things in her bloodline, like I said. King David was one of her forefathers, one of her people in her bloodline. Now he was a cold-blooded adulterer, but he had a heart after God now. But he murdered Uriah, an innocent man. Put him on the front line. Told his people, when you see the enemies coming, y'all back up and make sure he die. Spirit of murder. All of that evil, incest, rape, all that took place in Jezebel and Ahab's daughter's bloodline. And none of it was addressed. And the same thing has been endured now. I wondered why there's so many people, or certain ones per my say, that you can look at and see, and they do some of the evilest stuff. And it seems that they go up in elevation instead of going down. But then, I realized, just by reading this, in which sometimes people don't tell you that this type of evilness goes on in the Bible. But when I read about Jezebel and Ahab's daughter, there's serious evilness that goes on, went on. But it's not a black thing, it's not a white thing, it's an evil thing. And the evils that she did, she was feeding on something that was already in her bloodline. But she indulged in what it was, because doing what she did got her what she wanted. So being evil wasn't a problem. being evil was something that was used as a tool. Because not only did she get what she wanted, she eliminated, so she thought she eliminated everybody else that could take what she got from her. But she failed to realize that there was a agreement, there was a covenant made with God, which God said that one of David's heirs would be on that throne. And God is a keeper of his word. So when Ahab and Jezebel's daughter decided to murder all of her grandchildren, there was another daughter that was there, or a sister that was there, that actually took this young man Joash, the grandson that was saved, and kept him hidden for about 6 years. So when he turned 7 years old, they bought him out. And then they put him in his rightful place as a king. And one of the things that he did was put her to death. Ahab, Jezebel's daughter, the same thing that she had did to all of his siblings, his family, is what he in return did to her. So I looked at it and I said, you know, it may appear to be that sometimes people are getting away with things because things are happening and it feel like they're going up, or they're getting this, or they're getting that, they're doing this, they're doing that, they're doing okay. But just wait a while. Just wait a while. Because the same thing that Ahab and Jezebel's daughter did to all of her grandchildren, so she thought, or grandson, so she thought, was what was done back to her. So that evil that she did was that same evil that came back and eliminated her. But a lot of us will realize that when they say, oh, she get it from her mama, she get it from her daddy, it ain't necessarily what somebody else may be thinking or what somebody else may be saying. Because some of us don't even know what the heck going on in our bloodlines. But every child is taken, even by using that, will let you know that there are some good reasons for children to be taken. Because if that young man was not taken and spared, he'd have been deceased like all the rest of the grandchildren. So God can have a reason for certain things to take place. And though others may look at it and say it's bad because they don't know what God's plan is. They don't know what God's intent is. But when God get ready and his plan manifests, it'll be yea, nay, and amen. And can't nobody stop it. Nobody stop it. And I said by looking at certain things I had saw, is that it may appear that what somebody may be doing right now may have been that they did you dirty, they did you wrong, and they doing so well. They doing so fine. Just wait a while. Just wait a while. Because you may get by with man, but you don't get by with God. And that's none of us. That's none of us. And you think you're doing evil. You can dress evil up to make it look so good. But just wait a while. Because when God pulled back the cover and revealed, the same way Ahab and Jezebel's daughter, she thought she had killed all of her grandchildren. But God had a ram in the bush. There was somebody there that was there on the scene to fulfill what thus said God and not what thus said man. So let them have their laugh. Let them have their talk. Let them think they're getting away with what they did. But it ain't so. Because they're getting away with nothing. Nothing. Just because you don't pay today, don't mean somebody else in your bloodline won't pay tomorrow. Just because you're laughing today, don't mean you won't be crying tomorrow. And everybody's crying and everybody's laughter may not even be the same. But trust and know, just because you meant it for evil, don't mean God can't hook up in Nehemiah 13:2 and turn your evil into blessings through and by Him. But just the same, Ahab and Jezebel, their daughter, all of those grandchildren was royalty. So it wasn't about a he had, she had, they didn't have, he didn't have, she didn't have. They had. But what they had was evilness, even down to the core. But I say unto you, what would you rather? Have God or have your evil and its rewards? Be blessed.